Hello and welcome everybody, and it's really great to see you here on a beautiful Saturday. I am in Germany, and I welcome everybody on today's call. I know it is football, and I appreciate you guys taking the time and still coming on to this webinar. Now we're going to have quite some updates. We do have Bill Rowell, the founder and CEO, calling in quickly from LA. He's in Los Angeles today, I believe, flying to Dubai again. There's quite a few new updates coming, as this is normally the case in this amazing changing environment here. But before that, of course, we're going to go quickly through the normal presentation, a little bit shorter today so that we have enough time for Bill to basically give us the updates. Again, welcome, because I see still a lot of people joining. Welcome again to all of you joining in really from literally all over the world. It's really great to have you here. So for you guys who don't know me, I'm Claudia, and I'm with Swissco Global basically since over 10 years now, and I usually host today's presentation. So welcome again to everybody, and let's get started with the presentation. I hope you can all hear me loud and clearly. You can actually ask questions, and at the end of the presentation, we will address these questions. You have therefore this little box where you can actually type in. Hi, Richard. Hi to you in the UK. Hi, Reggie, Norman, Safras, Ugo. Hi, Dr. Blue, Evelyn, Michael. There's lots of people logging in right now. So this presentation will also be recorded, so we do have it later for you if you want to review some things. But let's get started again with a shorter version of this presentation today, because we do have new people on the call which don't yet understand what Swissco Global is about. And we're going to show you, of course, how to get paid in cryptocurrency. We're going to show you how with Swissco Global you can earn passively daily through cryptocurrency, how you can earn weekly and monthly through our unique system. And we're going to show you how to inflation-proof your money. That may sound strange to you, but I'm going to explain a little bit later. We're going to show you how to inflation-proof your money with gold and silver, or through gold and silver. So a quick overview about the company products and services. So we do have gold and silver, which comes from the world's most renowned refinery in the world. That's 5 refineries which can call themselves, they are referee refineries, meaning they can approve other refineries for their standards and procedures, and that is Arca Horias. That's where we get the gold from, and you can purchase the gold from as little as 2.97% above this Argo market spot price, the LBMA market spot price, and you can save in physical grams, and once you have enough grams in your position, you can actually convert it into a beautiful bullion bar or into a coin or other items we do offer. We do have the Bitcoin and altcoin mining. So currently, and there are some updates coming in regarding to that. So we have right now Bitcoin contracts available, but you can choose if you wish to have this mining, which goes into Bitcoin mining, actually paid out in some different altcoins we do offer, like Ethereum, like Zcash, like Monero, Litecoin, Dash, and so on. And of course, that's why most people, of course, are on board and want to learn about how to get paid. We have affiliate revenue income stream, where when you refer our products and services, so when you market our products and services, you actually have the possibility to get paid in 9 different ways through our referral marketing program. And we do have a Swissco Global Academy, where you're really going to learn from some great mentors and coaches, and as it says here, transform your life through our facilitate programs from these coaches we had on Thursday. I believe it was a little bit with a delay, but she came eventually on board. Carolita Oliveros, I believe from the feedback I heard, she did an amazing job, and she has co-written and co-authored the financial education system of Robert Kiyosaki. So you see, we have some really high-profile people who teach you to really understand that whole process of gaining wealth and actually generational wealth. Now, the man behind the vision, the man behind Swissquote Global, Bill Rowell, he says Swissquote Global's more than an opportunity. It's actually a system for building your own real wealth. And the history goes back, of course, 10 years. But Bill, he himself is a licensed precious metals dealer in the DMCC, the Dubai Multi-Commodity Center, in Dubai, the Emirates. And since 2016, we actually did take on board yet another product, and we're still going to take more products on board, but this other product is, of course, cryptocurrency mining. Now, the cryptocurrency mining is provided through Genesis Mining. Genesis Mining, when it comes to cloud mining, most profitable mining company in the world. They are the largest. They do Bitcoin and altcoin mining, and they basically provide us with their services. And you see Bill here in one of these mining farms or data centers, how they call them. Now, let's forget all about it. Let's imagine you had a system. Okay, you had a system where you could generate residual income through gold, silver, and Bitcoin. I remember my mentor, Bob Proctor, he always told me, Claudia, you got to make more money while you sleep than that you can spend when you are awake. Or as Warren Buffett says, I believe, if you don't, well, anyway, I forgot, what is Paul? I need Paul. Puts Paul's favorite speech, and it's similar to Bob Proctor. So you got to make more money, basically. You got to find ways through multiple sources of income that you make more money that you can actually spend. And so this is what we have, of course, with our system here. We have a system. Now, the system only works if you work the system. So the system doesn't work if you don't work the system. Makes sense, right? So we have a system for doing so. It's a simple system, and it's pretty easy to share. Of course, with that, you got to understand, well, why we did actually put the system in place. So why actually you should own gold and silver, and why cryptocurrency? So what has it? Why is it? What is it? So what is so big deal behind? Some people ask themselves, well, gold and silver, of course, has held its value for thousands of years. And what's matter is really not the buying price, but it's actually the purchasing power. So you, well, I'm not anymore, but you and most people, what they do is, of course, they go to work and they trade their time for money. Yes, they trade their time for money, for paper currency, which is losing constantly its value. So most people don't understand it, because most people don't really understand the purpose of gold and silver, and also somehow, in one sense, why Bitcoin was created. And I'm going to go a little bit later into that. But this is what you guys need to understand when you join Swissquote Global, because this is really the reason Bill founded this company, when he was a very successful business owner, but he never understood money. He never understood how to preserve wealth. And preserving wealth, not meaning just for the next 5, 10, or 20 years, no, generational wealth, to preserve wealth from generation to generation, because this is what only the really super wealthy understand, have understood, and that is why they own gold and silver, and certainly why they go into cryptocurrency now. So gold and silver has held its value for thousands of years, and really what's matter is not the buying price, but the power, what it purchases you now. So we go back to Roman times, and in Roman times, with an ounce of gold, you could actually dress yourself beautifully. 100 years ago, with an ounce of gold, the same deal. You could dress yourself beautifully with 1 ounce of gold. Yet, also 100 years ago, with $20, you could buy 1 ounce of gold. So if you had held on to that dollar, what could you buy with $20 today? Not really much. I mean, certainly not in a beautiful Armani suit. Yet, if you can go to anywhere in the world, doesn't matter which country you are, and you can get their local currency, and you can purchase yourself a beautiful Armani suit. That I can promise you and actually guarantee you. So, and we don't make lots of guarantees, but that's actually the fact, because this is gold, and that is what it gives you in purchasing power. So last year there was a forum in the Cayman Island, of course, where the big investors meet together, and they even said either Bitcoin or gold will represent the future store of value. So what is gold? What is silver? It's a store of value. That's why rulers and kings, emperors, they always held onto gold and silver as a store of value. Now, common people, the average people, myself included, of course, 10 years ago, not now anymore, since 10 years not anymore, but you know, I would go to work very hard, maybe even find another job, being in the red race, only to earn that euros or that dollars, which buy me less and less. And so most people don't understand it, and we really want to, with Swissquote Global, through Swissquote Global, show you a way how you can accumulate gold and silver and certainly Bitcoin, so that you inflation-proof your money. And I don't have to explain much about that. I mean, you see it very well. With $20, you could fill a shopping basket in 1998. It's not so long ago. It's 20 years ago, in fact. 20 years, I mean, 20 years, like they go like this. And in 2005, well, it's only half of the shopping basket. And of course, now we get a few items for $20, not really much. And that is the point what people need to get and need to grasp. Their income, which they really go hard for work for, doesn't grow that fast. So that means you got to make continuously more and more just to get by. And so when we look at another example here from the 71, $100 note, look at here, the $100 note would actually buy you 100 grams of fine gold, and that is Argo Horias, the same like we have, 100 gram, $100. Well, today in 2018, you know, that $100 buys you little corner, in fact, just 3% of that gold bar. Isn't that interesting? And that is really what we want you to understand. If you don't find a way how to make gold silver, or how to make of course, income that you can save in gold and silver, even like me, get paid to save in gold or silver and Bitcoin, then you will constantly have to work more just in order to get by. So there are two ways to join Swissquote Global. One is a customer, that's the person buying the product through an affiliate, and one is the affiliate, and that's the person promoting the products, the marketing efforts. That's why I said in the beginning, if you work the system will work for you. Now, if you join but you don't do nothing, and you wanted to the system because you want to make money, well, you're going to work the system. Very simple. And therefore, you're going to learn the skills and everything what's needed by plugging into those webinars and in our trainings, etc. Now, the customer, it's pretty straightforward. You join up, get your KYC approved, and when you buy and purchase mining power, you're going to get paid daily. When you refer to other customers, not affiliates, because you cannot build a network, you can only recommend to customers in your first level, you can earn 2.5% of their mining contracts which they purchase. And of course, you can buy gold and silver wholesale, and you can upgrade anytime as an affiliate. The affiliate is, of course, the person who promotes the products through the marketing efforts, and that's why the affiliate, gets actually paid. Okay, so the gold and silver, how does it work? Well, pretty simple. As you see here, we have different products. We have bullion bars, we have unique collectibles, we have days bars here, and we have what I actually wear. I don't know if you see that here, those Kinder hearts, which are exclusive products by Argo Horias, really beautiful things, and it could be a nice present for your wife or your girlfriend. And it's simple. You accumulate or store physical gold, which comes from the LBMA refinery Argo Horias, Switzerland, from as little as $25 a month. You can, or every week, however you want to do it, from $25 onwards, you can actually purchase gold or silver. Yeah, and once you have enough gold and silver accumulated, you can then if you decide, so you don't have to, but you can then actually buy one of these products which you see here. You can have them shipped to you if we ship to your country. Yeah. Now the Bitcoin contracts, and I really want you to listen to it now because this is the news. That is part of the updates. I know Bill is going to giving us some other updates as well. But the Bitcoin contracts, the new contracts, the ones which started yesterday, they are now 5-year contracts. And why are they 5 years contracts? We offered before lifetime mining contracts. Well, they are now 5-year contracts because they have a lower maintenance fee. That means it's actually 50% reduced maintenance fee than it was before. So 0.14 cents per terahash. So if you buy a terahash, you have applied daily maintenance fee of 14 cents. So whatever you make on this one, if you have 1 terahash per day, you need to take off the 14 cents per day on your earnings. And that is what you actually already taking off the maintenance fee get transferred into your Bitcoin wallet. So why do we have the 5 years instead of the lifetime contracts? Well, some people, they think, oh, lifetime sounds better. Yes, it does sound, of course, great than 5-year contracts. But of course, with the difficulty rate, that means Bitcoin, as it has a limited supply of 21 million, as more miners come on board, as more difficult it will be to find that Bitcoin or to mine that Bitcoin. And as almost all Bitcoins are mined, well, not all, but there's over 70 million Bitcoins mined, 20 million ought to be mined till the year 2140. That is 2140, so it's over 100 years from now. But of course, more difficult and more difficult to mine. And so the current contracts which people had bought for lifetime contracts, which when we started, they had a maintenance fee of 35 cents per terahash. Then last year they went down to 28 cents per terahash. So the difference is, of course, with that here, now you have so much less terahash, sorry, a maintenance fee per terahash. That means in terms of profitability, as we don't know and nobody knows where difficulty rate will go. It can go up, it can go down. It depends on how many miners come on board. It depends on the price of Bitcoin. If the price drops more of Bitcoin, well, more likely the difficulty rate will drop as well. If Bitcoin goes more up, of course, difficulty rate also goes up more. Doesn't have to, but it probably will. And so there's pros and cons to it. We have done our calculations on it, and it's pretty much the same as if you would have bought in 2016. You will roughly need 4 years to be cash flow positive at current Bitcoin prices. But as we saw last year in 2017, all of a sudden, I mean, it was just crazy. Bitcoin went up and you were like profitable every 3 months. You had basically made back what you put in. So we just don't know. That's why, we say actually the contract term is 5 years of continuous mining. The advantage is, of course, against the other contracts we had sold prior, if Bitcoin becomes unprofitable to mine, meaning that the maintenance fee exceeds the daily returns, then, and it does so for 2 months in a row, that contracts become void, meaning you have no contracts anymore. Well, with this new contracts, even though it becomes unprofitable, and even if it stays a year unprofitable, because it could happen, be realistic, it could happen. It could happen. We are in a bear market right now of Bitcoin. Bear markets come as bull markets come. They come and go. After a bad market, there comes a good market, and then there comes a bad market, and there comes a good market. It's just that's the way it is. It goes all in cycles. So, meaning that these contracts with 5 years, so even if they become unprofitable, let's say for a year, they will then still again, when they become profitable, mine for you, so they will not be void. So your mining services will run for 5 years. and even if cases when your daily mining output falls below the maintenance fee. This way, as Genesis says, you will always have the potential to produce cryptocurrency as market conditions improve. The daily mining outputs are variable and they are determined, of course, as they were before, by three factors: the mining difficulty, the Bitcoin versus the US dollar exchange rate, and the maintenance fee. This, of course, includes all the electricity, cooling, development, and the servicing cost. And Genesis, of course, cannot control the first two factors, which are totally unpredictable. I mean, I know all the people I was talking to last year, in the middle of last year, and you know, when Bitcoin went to $3,000, and then people were saying like, they wouldn't even, I mean, hardly anybody would believe that it would go to $10,000. I mean, they would all want to maybe in 2 years, 3 years go to 10,000, but they really didn't think so. But then it went to $20,000. So it was just absolutely crazy. But so things happen, and so that's just the world of cryptocurrency and Bitcoins, and they usually happen fast. The maintenance fee, as you see, that's a fixed maintenance fee. It's deducted from all 5-year contracts for their full run time, okay? And days are already deducted from your daily payouts. Now, let's do a look at a calculation of such a 5 terahash contract. I just did this before. So if we have Bitcoin price today at $6,422, that's today Bitcoin price, which I just calculated like half hour before, and we look at the maintenance cost of 14 cents, that means 5, of course, we need to multiply 5 terahash, 5 multiplied by 14 cents, which is 70 cents. Yes, we take that 70 cents of the profit per day of the $1.63, and that would give us a profit per day of roughly 93 cents or 0.0014 of a Bitcoin. Okay, per week that would give us $6.51, or per month it would give us $27.90. That's what roughly it would give you, and you can do your calculations yourself in Crypto Compare. Put in the terahash purchase and zero out the power of consumption cost per kilowatt and the pool fees. Just zero that out, and then take your 14 cents per terahash off. Now, let's go into the final part of the presentation. We have a global business, you have learned, and what makes us different is really we use the social factor, social marketing, instead of the traditional marketing where companies spend millions, if not billions of dollars in order for paid advertisement and newspaper, television, and all this stuff. We actually use people who have real testimonies, real stories to promote the products and services, and that's the most trusted form of marketing, word of mouth. We have 6 packages to start your affiliate business. You already know how to start as a consumer, but this is how to start as an affiliate business. And since this is like a franchise which you do own, which you can market all over the world, we have 6 ways to enter, from $170 up to $5,000. The first 2 packages, the $170 and the $249, they contain the next month. You need to pay a $50 monthly membership if you want to maintain the business. If not, then not. And the Gold Executive Ambassador and Platinum, they have an annual membership already included in that package. And then in the next year, if they want to stay still active, if they want to still build the business, they just pay again the $600. And of course, you're going to get product in that $600. You're going to get silver, 25% in silver in that. Now we have 9 ways, as I said before, to get paid. We have a gold and silver crypto retail bonus, pretty basic retail bonus, a bonus when you bring new people on board, new affiliates and new customers, uni-level and roller bonus, a rank advancement bonus, so you get rewarded when you achieve a new rank in the company. You're going to have a build to bedrock bonus, which is a sort of a fast, quick way to get paid. We have an ambassador leadership bonus. So once you build up a leadership position, you're going to get an extra bonus, which pays you unlimited levels. And you have a generational bonus again, which pays you unlimited levels, a check match bonus, which pays you on each member you join and help to move up the career ladder. You're going to get paid 10 to 20% on what they make. in Swissco Global, and you're going to get a global bonus pool. So let's look a little bit into detail in that. So the retail bonus, pretty simple. Every time you sell gold or silver, you're going to get 1%, and every time you sell hash power, you're going to get 5%. Every time you bring a new person on board who joins with one of those 6 packages, you can make from $35 up to $500 on their joining package. And it's of course one time, and it pays weekly. The bonus I like to work are the next 2 ones that I really like to work with, especially with new people. So let's say you're new, you come on board, you bring on 3 people in your first 30 days, and they join with a gold package. You're making $435. That's 3 times 145. And if you, of course, which you should do, help these guys, that's why they join. They come on board as an affiliate because they want to build the international business. If you help them get their free, just like you did in their first 30 days, you're going to make an additional $810, and the company gives you as a bonus an extra $200 because you did it in this time frame. That means actually you join, and you second month you're basically getting a $1,445 bonus, which is pretty good. I mean, thinking of just learning a new business, you're learning some new skills, and you're already getting paid that. Pretty simple. You only join 3 people. What we work with, of course, is our uni-level bonus. And when you join the company, and let's say you work with 5 people, so you bring on board, first of all, your first 3, then you get another 2, so you have 5 people. Those 5 people pay their $50 monthly membership. Each and every month, they pay their $50 membership. You're actually not paying any more yours, because those 5, they already have paid, basically you get enough commission that it pays for your membership. So if you help 5 people build this business, who then help 5 people build the business, and so on, you see here in the different levels the commission which is possible to make, and of course much more, because we have no limitation to how many people you bring in or what they bring in. In a uni-level bonus, there's no limit to nothing. So that's a pretty great bonus we have. So if you want to build a cash flow, if you want to be paid to save in gold, silver, and Bitcoin, well, your next step is to team up, join us, and certainly get started. And with that, I'm going to see if I have Bill on the call. I'm not sure. Hi, Bill, are you there?
Hi, Claudia, I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes. Yes, I can hear you, but we can't see you.
Well, I'll turn it on, but I'm a bit concerned about my Wi-Fi connection here. Okay, can you still hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can still hear
you. Okay, just the screen's freezing my side. Anyway, thanks for hosting today's call and giving people a preliminary update regarding the new mining contracts, Claudia. Let me give you a bit of a summary. There's a few things that's happened in the last 24 hours as well. I'll just interject, Claudia, if you stop hearing me, okay?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, as you can see, Genesis Mining now have launched new contracts, which is fantastic. I mean, it's absolutely incredible that their maintenance fee with the new technologies and the new practices are now 14 cents per terahash. I mean, even at the old maintenance fee of 28 cents, there's no one that could get near that particular maintenance fee, which is fantastic for the longevity of the contracts, of course. But of course, where the Bitcoin pricing is right now, the difficulty rate, as Claudia mentioned at the moment, primarily at the moment we're in a bit of a bull market. Even though many of the experts believe it's going to break out, when that's going to happen, we don't know. There's no crystal ball. So for Genesis Mining to come out and actually produce this package, which is a fixed term contract, 5 years, which means regardless of the situation, regardless of the maintenance fee, even though it's exceptionally low at 14 cents, it means you're going to be able to mine and actually receive your Bitcoins over the next 5 years, which is really a fantastic guarantee, because we also have to realize in the year 2020, the Bitcoin mining will halve again. At the moment, there's only 1,800 Bitcoins mined per day. Well, in the year 2020, around about June, I think it is, it's going to halve to 900 Bitcoins per day. That's the size of the pie, and that pie has to be divided up amongst all the people. So demand is going to get exceptionally high. When you have strong demand, normally, of course, price will rally. So that's really, really interesting. And looking at the crypto compare calculator, even at 14 cents a terahash, like right now, it means the contracts, even at current Bitcoin prices, the contracts are paying over 50%, which is absolutely fantastic. If you look at the estimated daily payout of 32 cents, you take out the 14 cents, and it's giving you around about 56, 57, percent return on that per terahash, which is absolutely great. But that's not guaranteed, as we know. We don't know where it's going. We all want to see an upside to it, and I believe in time that will happen, but we don't know when that time will actually be. So that's the risk. Now, these new contracts, as Claudia said, with 14 terahash, they only affect the new contracts that are on the market and available from now on. Doesn't affect the old contracts, the different mining rigs, different systems, etc. So it's only affecting the new contracts that went out for sale yesterday. Now, I'm here in the US, Los Angeles. I'm actually flying back to Dubai today, a 16-hour flight. But last night,
you may want to turn off.
Okay. Can you hear me though, Claudia?
I can hear you better.
Okay. I was just saying last night I got a call from the US or Genesis mining compliance officer. He flew in from Munich and arrived in San Francisco last night, and he rang me. We had a call. It's unfortunate, as of today, cryptocurrency mining packages will not be available for the US. Now, this will probably come into effect on our system from tomorrow, but that's the case because we have to block the IP address. And the reason for this, even though it's exceptionally disappointing, is that they're in the process, their legal team is currently in the process of negotiating, of course, the situation with the US, securities law, etc. And they do not want to jeopardize that. So when you look at the Genesis website, they primarily say, actually, maybe I even quote it. Maybe that's the best way of doing it. Let me just go back to that particular page. When can US customers primarily purchase mining contracts? They say we intend to make our cloud services available to US clients in the near future in coordination with our legal and compliance teams. So this is what they're doing at the moment. They want to, because the US is truly difficult, and many companies have shut down there over the last year. Well, of course, Genesis Mining are big enough and powerful enough to be able to move forward in the legal side and get this approved. The other thing is regarding where the Bitcoin pricing and hash rate is right now. It means that many of these companies who were offering mining before simply can't offer it today. It will not be profitable. I mean, even, it's fortunate with Genesis Mining, the contract's at 28 cents, the lowest in the marketplace. Well, the next closest competitor, I'm talking about real companies that had real product, real mining, were probably 33, 34 cents, another 20 to 25% higher than Genesis. Now, bringing it down to 14 cents per terahash, no one is going to get near that. Absolutely no one. So we're going to see a big shift, a big change in this marketplace, I personally believe, when it comes to the supply of who can offer the real deal mining. We know historically companies have sold mining, but they never really had mining to sell. But many of those have been, companies have been closed, of course, and penalties applied. And I saw this during the 1990s of the dot-com boom, where we had huge company growth and expansion, and many of these companies had no underlying assets. They were just air and a lot of hype. Well, when market changes, it actually can be a good thing. It cleans out the noise. It cleans out the inefficiency. It cleans out the scams in one sense, because they can just not compete. And this is where it's great. If you're a long-term thinker, remember Swiss Gold Global it's really about different niches. 4 pillars. One pillar of wealth is preserving your wealth by diversification into gold and silver. The other pillar of wealth is, of course, the affiliate income. Fantastic way to be able to generate returns and convert your commissions directly into gold, silver, or cryptocurrency mining. The third pillar is, of course, your crypto mining. We have and Genesis Mining as well, of course, they're investing huge amounts of money and resources into new mining farms and facilities, hence the reason why they can actually sell mining at 14 cents a terahash. And we are still moving forward with our plans with them for the year of 2018. Of course, the environment's changed. So, these pillars of wealth that we actually provide you, the affiliate income, the cryptocurrency, the gold and silver, of course, is truly, truly important. And to be able to mine, to be able to have certainty that if you buy a contract today, that it's going to have a longevity of 5 years at the current, at the maximum maintenance fee of 14 cents, I think it's pretty comforting. And it's a great thing. But just touching on the US situation, yes, it really saddens me in one sense, because I know we have many people in the US that have been great support for us, and we do not wish to cut you off. But unfortunately, we do have to support Genesis Mining. They really do have we really do have a trusted partnership there, relationship. We really must honour that, and we don't want to jeopardise their work of what they're doing on the legal side, so they can get this approved and can open up the doors to continue providing, of course, mining to our members in US particularly. So that's a bit of a summary now. A letter will be going out. There was a letter went out yesterday regarding the update regarding the Bitcoin contracts. Another one will be going out today. We'll give a bit of an update regarding the US situation as well. That will be translated into a number of languages. But that's primarily it. So maybe, Claudia, do you have any questions?
I'm looking for questions right now here. But of course, that doesn't mean that US citizens are stopped to do business. They can still buy gold, silver, and build, of course, the gold and silver business, right?
Thank you for raising that, Claudia. Very, very important point. Yes, we are definitely doing business in the US, and I'm in the US right now, as you're well aware. No, we are here, and we're working on this. Of course, people know this ICO. And we've got some exceptionally interesting people here that who want to be able to help us develop that, and significant investments. So it's going to still take a bit of time, but we want to do it right. We want to make sure that we're regulated. If you're not regulated, the fact of the matter is it's only a matter of time when your doors are going to be closed. Banks will shut you down. You might be able to operate on the website, but at banks you can't take money, you can't pay people money. You're pretty much out of operation. This is why many of these other companies don't have bank accounts, but they'll be able to maybe operate just through crypto. Well, we don't want to operate just through crypto. We want to be the real deal legal operation. So we want to do it right. But yes, you make a very, very important point. Swiss Gold Global is still open for operation in the United States. Absolutely. The only module that will not be available is the purchase of new mining contracts. Okay, the purchase of new mining contracts. So primarily, the IP addresses for the US will just be blocked for the purchase of mining contracts in that sense. So you want to be very careful in that respect, I suppose, if you're a social marketer and you're in the US, and because I know some people probably want to use an IPN, whatever they call it, and get in through the back door that way, which we cannot prevent. But you want to be very careful, of course. Do not breach the law. You put yourself at jeopardy if the securities force in the US finds you social media marketing cryptocurrency in the US. You could expose yourself to risk and harsh penalties. So we don't want our members to get into trouble. This is why we have to do this. We want to protect you. It's all about building wealth, long-term wealth and prosperity, and we certainly don't want to get you caught up into legal challenges in your domicile or jurisdiction.
And I mean, there's a lot of changes all the time anyways coming. I mean, the SEC just approved Ethereum, that Ethereum is not a security, which means actually basically from the understanding, all the tokens which have been somehow built on the Ethereum platform are not securities, which is a little bit of I don't understand why they didn't do that. But so that's just so many things which are changing right now, and it's great that the Genesis, of course, lawyer team working there with the SEC in order, because Genesis obviously wants to do business in the US. It's a very important market for them. So I believe they will find ways and solutions to that. But there's a question, of course, coming here from Michael. Hi, Michael, there in the US, and he's asking what will happen to his existing mining contracts.
It's no problem, Michael. The mining contracts, the date of your purchase of your mining contract, you purchased under certain terms and conditions of that particular mining contract, at that particular maintenance fee, etc. They're going to continue. You'll continue to get paid out. That's not stopping. If you have mining contracts now and you're a resident of the US, they'll just continue in relationship to the terms and conditions that you purchased that particular contract. So that's not going to stop. We're certainly not turning that off. They'll just go ahead and you'll get paid accordingly to the maintenance fee of that and the terms and conditions of that contract that you purchased.
And Bill, if you disable the function for US citizens to go into the My Crypto section, how do the people with the old mining contracts who had purchased prior are able to still go to this section?
Well, we're not going to stop them from being able to look at their mining contracts. They'll be able to see that. Of course, that's really important. I mean, I'm speaking to our IT engineer. I mean, this only came to our table, less than 12 hours ago. So we have a bit to do. But of course, we have to give our members and support our members in the US, which we love, and been with us for many, many, many years. We've got to give them the full access to our services. Of course, the only thing is that they won't be able to purchase a new contract. So how we do that, I'm not the Einstein when it comes to that. The IT engineers, they'll work that out and they'll get that done. But no, we certainly want to be able to have access to the full reporting. But everything that you see in the back office right now, everything that you see there is completely being re-engineered right now. We're actually rebuilding the complete operation of Swiss Gold Global now, getting ready for the new, well, we call Swiss Gold Global 2.0. Now it's going to be probably 2.4. We're going to jump a couple of places ahead with this new ICO concept, the whole back-end operation, how it works. It's going to be much smoother, much easier, much more flexible. It's going to be very exciting, but there's a lot to do. But primarily the most important thing we're focusing on right now, because one thing that can stop everything are the regulators. So while we're going through the legal process to make sure that our ICO is regulated, we want to make also sure that our back-end system is sustainable, so you don't have these hiccups that you've had historically, because the system we have now is 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old. It's worked exceptionally well, but we've sort of added extra modules on. It's like starting off with a small house, and over 20 years or 10 years, you add 2 or 3 different rooms, and it just doesn't completely blend in nicely, and it's not so smooth, So we have to do the same thing with our development of our websites. Everything has to be completely rebuilt and changed on the back end, which is what we're doing now. But yes, our members, if anyone has any problems in the US accessing their information, you must send a ticket to contact@swissgoldglobal.com and just say, hey, I can't see my information because maybe something happens that we cannot foresee. The only other reason why people wouldn't be able to access their back office at the moment is if they're affiliate member and they're inactive. Each month it will deactivate, but that's no problem. That just stops us from paying unnecessary billing to the hosts of these websites. All you need to do is send a ticket to Swiss Gold Global, contact@swissgoldglobal.com, and they'll just reactivate the account for you. It's not a problem for us. It doesn't bother us, and that's and that means that you'll have access again to your back end. So that's primarily that, Claudia.
Okay, and there's a few more questions coming here, and a few from Reggie. Hi, Reggie. So to your questions, the payouts will continue at the new payout rates. No, Reggie, you have old contracts, not old contracts, but you have prior purchase contracts. That means your contracts, Reggie, they were purchased through the old terms and condition. Means you probably purchased the contracts for the 28 cents per terahash, and that's still contained. So you have still open-ended contracts where the 28 cents per terahash is applied. So that only what Bill said. Now the new Bitcoin mining, which is available since yesterday, these contracts have new conditions. That has nothing to do with the prior purchase. The prior purchase stayed at their condition. In fact, we had, when we launched, and Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, in 2016, when we started with the Bitcoin mining contracts, the people who purchased then, including myself, we had a maintenance fee of 35 cents. And then in 2017, and I really can't now recall when, something in the spring, Bill, you need to help me if you do remember, they changed to they lowered the maintenance fee to 28 cents. But at the time I purchased the contract, so I have contracts which have a maintenance fee of 35 cents. I have contracts which have a maintenance fee of 28 cents. And now I'm going to get new contracts which have a maintenance fee of 14 cents. That is how it works. Am I right, Bill?
Absolutely, Claudia. Yes, it was about 34, 35 cents when we first started back in 2000, the later part of 2016, and then of course through the advancement of the technologies and the mining rigs, and also the good practices of Genesis, building the new farms, they were able to get that down to 28, and now, of course, with even the newer farms and new rigs, etc., and of course, rigs are cheaper to buy now because the market's changed a bit. They've been able to get it down to, of course, to 14 cents, and being able to have it down to 14 cents and fixed for 5 years, it just gives us certainty that you know exactly what you're getting over the next. Regardless of what happens to the Bitcoin price, the Bitcoin difficulty rate, you know you're going to have continuous mining for a 5-year plan, which is absolutely fantastic, I think. But that's right, Claudia. It's going to depend on the time when you purchase your contract.
Okay,
and as we've always said over the years, and I've always been very transparent about this. There's two ways you can get involved with Bitcoin. You can buy it outright, or you can mine for it. Now, for the miners last year, that was the best choice, and even the start of this year, the best choice people could have made. I mean, the returns have been absolutely exceptional for people around the world. But of course, we're in a bit of a different environment now. Of course, the whole environment has changed. Difficulty rates had increased quite a bit. We also saw a substantial decrease in mining fees. Transaction fees last year peaked at the end of December. And also did the price of Bitcoin primarily, and then of course it fell off a cliff. The price, once the Chicago board or the trading exchanges in the US were shorting the Bitcoin price in one sense, I mean they're selling the price short. The price moved dramatically down from $20,000 down, of course, to where it is right now, and that's continuing to happen. And then, of course, the transaction fees also through the Lightning Network substantially decreased, which is fantastic for the purpose of Bitcoin. But of course, it affects the miners on the rewards as well. So the market's still shaking itself out a bit. It's really still shaking itself out and where it goes. But as this $1 billion investor in the US, I put it in the email actually, billionaire venture capitalist Tom Draper has reiterated his prediction that Bitcoin will reach 250,000 by 2022. Now, and is he right? No one knows that. I mean, listen to John McAfee. I mean, he's certainly a smart man. One moment, please.
Meanwhile,
I'm on a webcast. I'll have to call you back. Thank you. Bye. My apologies there. So there's many of these experts around the field that have, different views regarding it. But the point is, if you have a long-term view, I want to own Bitcoin, and I choose mining, and I certainly like the new concept of 5-year contracts. I know the risk associated with the old contracts. I knew that at the time I bought them. But if it breaks out and price breaks out and things, it's all going to be fine. But that was never guaranteed. The great thing about the 5-year fixed-term contracts and the low maintenance fees, it gives us certainty, which is fantastic, and it's truly unique. But that's primarily where we are right now.
Bill, there's a few more other questions coming, and that is if you just could mute yourself, because otherwise you get the echo. So Ugo is asking the question, so will already purchased contracts be functional? Yes. Can we still visit the crypto section of the website? From my understanding of the statement, we can't buy more crypto contracts. So he's asking a question. Well, Ugo, I answered it quickly. Only in the United States, you cannot purchase cryptocurrency mining as of now till further notice from Genesis. So if I don't know where you live, Ugo, but if you live in Nigeria, let's say, because or in Ghana, that's sort of the name which sounds from, then of course you can still buy. Now there's another question coming, Bill. You may know the answer, or you may don't know it yet, because it's really so recent that this happened. What about the marketers from the US who are marketing, of course, worldwide, and who join people, let's say in the UK or in Germany or somewhere else, which these people purchase mining contracts? What about their referral commission? In which form do they get paid the referral commission, since they can't get mining?
Well, as an affiliate member, there's multiple ways you can get paid. Okay, now if you're an affiliate member and you're based in the US and you're still an affiliate member, if you choose to still be an affiliate member, it's your choice. And I actually, I'm in Australia and I buy a mining contract and I happen to be referred to you. you're going to get paid, but you cannot market in the US. That's primarily it. You cannot market in the US and sell and be deemed to be marketing cryptocurrency contracts in the US. But primarily, if someone's in Latin America or outside of the US, I believe it, and they buy, and you referred them. You have someone, an associate in another part of the world, and they buy mining contract or stuff. You're going to get paid. Okay. And it's a very, very good point. I'm going to make sure the engineers make sure that's going to happen. I will check on that. So that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. But primarily, I'm not going to stop that. I mean, if you're an affiliate member in the US and you have members in Canada or different parts of the world, and they're buying products and services from us as part of our platform, you have to get paid. We're not going to stop that, but we do want you to stop marketing within the US the boundaries of the US. That's really important to protect yourself.
Yes, so the question to Reggie, the non-US contacts can get Bitcoin contracts, correct?
Yeah, correct, yes.
Okay, another question is, no, well, not a question, but Michael is saying, hi, Michael, again. He says, I prefer the gold and silver anyways. I'm a patient man. Yes, you are, Michael. The gold and silver I had accumulated has saved my butt twice. Isn't that great to hear?
That's absolutely fantastic. Hi, Michael. I mean, we've always said it's about diversification. It's about being smart. Now, the crypto is absolutely, I believe, is outstanding, and where it's going to go over the years to come, you know, no one's really going to know. But I'm a great believer that Bitcoin is gold 2.0. Now, it's going to take a pretty dramatic thing to probably stop it, I would say. I mean, it's been traded on, you know, the largest exchanges in the world in the US, so it's traded as a commodity alongside oil, gas, you know, pork bellies, rice, wheat, etc. In Switzerland, you can pay taxes with Bitcoin. We see it evolving. We see it in even the UAE, United Arab Emirates. They're starting to evolve in this area as well. So yeah, it's still very new. For you and I, it may be Bitcoin's been around for a long time, but in truth, it has not. When you look at it on a macro level, of governments and their understanding and how Bitcoin fits into the global monetary space, is very, very, very new. They don't know how to handle it. This is why there's a lot of uncertainty regarding us, and which is also causing us problems. So I believe we're at the very early stages, but it's about diversification. Most importantly, it's about risk management. Gold and silver is risk management. But again, you must have a long-term view. You would not sell your house and put it all into gold and silver. You know, gold and silver is one of your smallest holdings, and this is not investment advice. Okay, let me make this. I'm not a financial advisor, but this is not investment advice. But it's about, you wouldn't sell your house and put all of it into gold and silver. Gold and silver is an insurance policy. It's highly liquid. It's deflationary. If you put $10,000 under your bed today, or euros on your bed, and you put $10,000 of the gold value on your bed today, go back to it in 10 years' time, those currencies will have lost half the purchasing power. But the gold and silver you had there would still pretty much have the same purchasing power as the day that you actually bought it. It's an insurance policy, okay? The important part about it is, I was with some brilliant bankers the other day here in the US and in Dubai. They made a very, very important point about gold and silver as an insurance policy. If you compare it to your house, you know, before the event happens, let's say there's a financial collapse. Well, let's say there's a fire in your house. When do you buy the insurance policy? Do you buy it after the fire has burnt down your house, or do you buy it before? It's a no-brainer, isn't it? You make sure you've got your policy in place before the unfortunate event of your house is burnt down, so you have protection. This is really the role of gold and silver. It's about having some diversification into some gold and silver. It's highly liquid, it's deflationary, and if something does happen, let's hope it doesn't, but if it does happen on a dramatic sense, you have some protection there. That's really the important thing. Now, what will happen, without a doubt, that is your currencies, your paper currencies that you have today, regardless of where you are in the world, are going to buy less than 50% in the next 7 or 8 years. No question about that. That's a no-brainer. So you need to do two things. You need to preserve your cash savings. You don't save in cash. You've got to put it into tangible assets. Part of that, small part of that, is gold and silver. And the other thing you've got to do is you've got to keep working on building multiple streams of income. Really, really important. Multiple streams of income. You've got to be able to make money while you're sleeping. This is truly, truly important. And this is why we're working on this new concept, of course, to be able to add more value for our members around the world. But even with the affiliate program now, you have 6 or 7 members in your organization, anywhere in your first or second level, your business is already costing you nothing. Anything above that is cash flow positive, which of course you can turn directly into gold and silver, or of course get paid out to your account, or of course buy mining contracts, which is another diversification into another currency in one sense. This is why I love this. And who knows where Bitcoin is going to be in 2020, 2025. I mean, really, let's look at the last 5 years ago. I mean, Swiss Gold Global is 10 years old this year. I mean, I know, because when I look in the mirror, I see my grey hair. But the next 10 years is going to go past very, very, very fast. Look where the last 10 years has gone. I mean, if you own some Bitcoins, if you're mining for a few Bitcoins now, you've got a little bit of gold and silver there. I mean, gold, who knows where gold and silver is going to be? It's surely, silver's certainly going to break $50 again, and gold will certainly break in the future 1,900. When that future is, I don't know. Bitcoin will again one day, I believe, break 20,000. When that is, I don't know. But I want to own some, so when that does happen, I'm in a good situation. But it's a diversification. It's a small part of my holding, but I want to own it. And to own it, you've got to be engaged. You've got to be involved.
Bill, spot on. Sorry, I didn't find the button. And a last question. This is, hi, Nicola. How are you, darling? This is from Nikki. Where will there be a limited number of the new 5-year Bitcoin contracts available? Will there be a limited number of the new 5-year contracts available? That's what Nikki asked.
Hi, Nikki. Hope you're doing well. Well, they say they're limited supply. If you look at the Genesis website, they say they're limited. But, you know, primarily we've been blessed in the past, even though Genesis have not been able to supply, they've allowed us to supply. Now, whether that's going to continue into the future, I don't know. Okay. We have very, very strong demand, a limited supply. In one sense, that's a good thing, isn't it? Strong demand, limited supply. It's a good thing to support the pricing of Bitcoin. To answer that, I mean, the thing is, you know, it's a bit like you owned a business, Nikki. You know what it's like. You know, you're sitting there. Maybe you've got maybe you think Monday morning is a quiet morning. You don't have extra staff on. All of a sudden, 3 buses pull up out the front, and 150 people get out and walk into you, and you just can't keep up with it. You've sold out. You've sold everything out. Well, that's the way it can be in this business as well. And this is why we limited the supply of the available Bitcoin mining contracts to our members historically. We put a cap on it because we had many people knocking our door with, you know, some of them large 6, even 7 figures saying we want to buy everything up that you've got. Well, of course we could do that, and of course it would do us very, very well, and the person that was their sponsor would have done exceptionally well out of it, but it doesn't serve us our purpose to serve just 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 people with exceptional wealth with a buy of all the mining. It would actually destroy the whole concept about serving ordinary people around the world. I consider myself one of those as well. We want to be able to make the services of gold, silver, affiliate income, and cryptocurrency mining available to all people, regardless of where you are. I don't care if you're earning, your income is $50 a month or it's $5,000 a month. We want to make our services available for you, and you're not going to override someone else just because you've got more money in your pocket and you live in a different part of the world. We don't operate that way. We just want to treat everyone equal.
Great. Thank you, Bill. Well, I don't see any more questions coming here, and I know you have to run because you're flying out to Dubai. So all the questions you guys have, which of course you may don't know yet, but they're going to come, send them to contact@swissgoldglobal.com. Again, contact@swissgoldglobal.com, and we are happy to help you, of course, or Bill and his team. They're happy to help you on getting them answered. So Bill, we wish you a great journey back to Dubai. And it's actually a great deal that Genesis is working on with, of course, the lawyers there to get things in order in the US, which is wonderful. So I believe the future is bright. So thank you.
As always, Claudia, thank you so much, and wishing everyone a wonderful weekend. If you have any questions, just send a ticket through to contact@swissgoldglobal.com. Very important that you do it to contact@swissgoldglobal.com, and our team will endeavour to get back to you. But yes, it's I think it's very, very exciting. Even though we are in quite rough waters when it comes to the older contracts, It's just the way it is, and let's see where it all goes over the next months and, of course, next years with our Bitcoin. Thanks, Claudia.
Goodbye to everybody.